Hello everyone, welcome back to Monroeville, and we are now using Elemental and also John Smith 32. So you can download that from the launcher. It decided to start saying night right as I'm filming this, which is lovely. But you saw the films on the way, you saw the frames on the way in, so now you can see them here. We are now recording at the upper limits of the 20s regarding frames. I think that's probably because I've got two clients open as well as a bunch of other stuff. But if I'm not recording, I can get up to 100, which is pretty damn awesome. I had to go for a whole bunch of trouble today to try and get Elemental to boot up, because it turns out I had a bit of a user error when I was putting him together, but that's all sorted, so he's fine now. He's got all the programs he needs to start doing stuff. He's got a bunch of different programs already for a new series to start doing. But today I thought I would do a bit of a few of the smaller jobs that are around Monroeville, and while I'm doing that, I thought I would discuss all the things that are going to be going into it in the very near future. So hop into my eyes and we'll have a look around, shall we? So yeah, now I'm getting like 30 odd frames per second whilst remember cam's gone. So I just pop into the bed. So what is going to go into Monroeville? Well, we've already got the B Lab, which actually I had a recent donation, so the B Lab now actually has a name. The Fox Laboratory of Apicultural Biodiversity. Or the Flab, for short, because I thought that was funny. Apologies to Mr. Fox, if he doesn't like that. But everything looks gorgeous around here in the John Smith textures. And I believe I just picked up some jungle saplings. Off to sleep, there we go. And daylight. Okay, so this is functioning quite happily now. I got the energy cells set up and stuff, so we do occasionally have these half-harvested trees, but it does work very well. We've gotten lumber into the system quite levelly. I haven't done anything to this. I kind of want to change that over into a more stable routers feeding into specific slots system, but the hopper is presently doing quite nicely with that system up there with the emerald pipe. The emerald pipe, by the way, is being used to suck out items in a sequence. It's pulling out 4 phosphorus and then 2 sand, which is 2 loads for both of these, which works out quite nicely. We've got, I don't think anything's changed over here, although this area looks lovely. It doesn't seem like there's an extra bees texture for that, but that's fine. There's 1 or 2 missing textures with regards to John Smith, but everything by and large looks fantastic, including the creepers. If he turns around, we'll be able to see his funny face. In fact, do I have the charge for that? Yes, I do. So let's go and, oh. Ninja Creeper. He's camouflaged. He's blended in with the environment. So how are we doing over here? Dust. I turned off the custom fonts because the John Smith font is very, for want of a better term, squiggly and squirrely. Kind of hard to read. 8 titanium, 7 sodalite, 7 aluminium. The titanium is what I'm interested in for the moment. Just close that and flip this off. Because we're kind of low on applied energistics quartz. We have plenty of course, what was that? Oh, that was him eating. The sheep just stuck there. Oh, looks like he's been there a while too. Oh yes, I'm presently running on the medium render distance. So we can see a lot farther, and we can see a lot better. So everything looks fantastic. It was a bit surreal when I first started tinkering with the settings, just by virtue of the fact that I'm so used to things being so much more stuttery and horrible. I've had bad frames the entire time I've been making videos, and now they're awesome. But let's see, let's travel towards the first stop, and indeed the first location in Monroeville to discuss, which is the mall. The tagline for which is, if it can be bought, it's on sale at the mall. Needs a shipping and receiving center. It's a duplicate of the Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead movies mall, which is huge, and it's based on a mall actually around Monroeville where George Romero likes to film quite a few things. That hasn't changed too much, because I've been spending a lot more time on the bees at Flab. So there's a lot of areas that still need concrete. We might start laying out the areas inside there soon. Especially since I can now do time-lapses. Hooray! Which is fantastic. That's why I originally got Remember Cam, was to do time-lapse videos. Just loading in there. Lovely. And yeah, the lovely little visual effect that goes on here, thanks to the way the lights are laid out. Hello, Newton. So yeah, the mall is easily going to be the hugest, the largest, most expansive area, and it's probably going to have. I'm thinking that there'll be most of the shops will be open to various players who want to like set things up and sell things and such. So it can be a nice little community area. A couple of the things in Monroe have sort of server-wide community usage. But it's going to need an applied logistics network running all around it for the stores that I set up. So those can all receive their items and such. And, yeah, what's it trying to make? Oh, it's trying to make crystals, I think. Yeah, 12 quartz crystals instead of the 20 it's set for. And no quartz dust. That's part of why I'm trying to get the titanium, because you need that for rock cutters to make, well, the rock cutters are sort of an electric silk touch tool. Is that a... I just see a beehive over there. Strange. Yep, there it is, just to the corner of my vision. But what comes after the mall? Well, there's the supply depot, Resender Supply Depot. That was the first location that was named after a donator, who has his own YouTube channel. You can go check him out, Resender. If it comes from a mob, you'll find it at Resender, is the tagline for that area. Center of Resource Collection from Mobs. Now, I was going to go out with Nipdy today and see if we can capture a witch using the Mind Factory Reloaded methods of things, the safari nets. Unfortunately, he's not quite online at the moment, which is a pity. Maybe we'll do that next episode. Or maybe I'll just insert that at the end here when I finally manage to get his attention. I don't know. You'll find it. You'll see it one way or the other, because we figured out a way that we can manufacture a witch without potentially destroying the server. So that'll be fun. So that currently uses soul shards, and I'm dancing all over the place when I haven't really figured out what to do. Okay, let's look for blast furnace. That was it. Okay. How are you supposed to get titanium, exactly? You can't get titanium unless you get these, which you can't get except from dust and such, so how do you... get? That's a weird one. Okay, well, I think there was another one. Advanced machine block, there we go. So yeah, they currently use soul shards, and what I want to do is switch it over to safari nets, because they're a lot more controllable, and they're a lot easier to acquire, and I can have a whole, like, I can have an applied logistics network just storing them. So do we have advanced machine blocks in here? We do, we can make them, good. Okay, so let's craft more of those up. And all sorts, so I can then just have sort of I can change over from what I'm currently using, which is a different style of mob grinder for every single, is that lapis lazuli? For every different mob to something a bit more, generic. And then we can just funnel all the items together quite nicely. Are you making it something? So are you going to make it the advanced alloy? In the compressor. Yeah, there we go. What do I also have here? Wither skeletons. I haven't finished making wither skeleton spawners in there, but I need to finish that so we can get to the wither. We haven't actually hit the end yet, which is a bit of a roadblock for some of my bee experimenting. Okay, there we go. One advanced machine block. What were the other things here? We need some copper nickel heating coils, and a couple of induction furnaces, and a couple of electronic circuit. Ferrous nickel. Oh dear. Fortunately I do have some ferrous ore. Hooray. So, let's shove that in the macerator. Boop. All of the spawners will be direct. Oh yes. Some of the I originally planned for zombie pigmen and wither skeletons to be the XP grinding mobs, but we can now actually create liquid experience and such. We can actually have Mind Factory Reloaded lets us actually go all the way to automated enchanting. So there isn't actually much need to have people standing next to one of these spawners for ages. So we can maybe have a viewing area for them, but I don't think we actually need to have human access to them. And then basically we can control the management of resources using an AE network, so that if there's something being pumped out to various other parts of Monroeville, we can top those up as we go, and then overall the entire system will just be self-managing, which would be fantastic to see, for one thing. Especially as we already have cows in a soul shard there, and we need those for books, to make enchanted books, and then we can maybe just, I don't know if we can get, the minium shards from mobs that the, Mind Factory Reloaded stuff kills. We might have an issue there, but if we can, then we can also have it we can also have the system make anvils, which would be fantastic. Ferrous? No, check the dusts. Iron dust, lead dust, nickel, there we are. Okay, so we need... no, apparently we don't know how to make ferrous ingots here. Bit of a problem, but oh well. Nickel. Dupe. And shove into there. There you are. The dusts look mildly alike in this texture pack, which is a little bit of a pain, but overall they look a lot better than most other texture packs. There still aren't textures for Xeno's Reliquary, which is a bit of a shame, because Barbara still looks like a very bulky pistol. The Medium Stone just looks like a fairly basic circle, but overall, I think it's worth it to have this texture. And I know there's going to be a few people in the comments who are wondering why I'm not using Sphax. The basic reason for that is that I have a rule of only using, wherever possible, a texture pack in one given series, and I already used Sphax in Tekkit. For Carpenter Station, but another thing is that I am very tired of seeing the Sphax texture pack everywhere, and I don't really see all that many people using the John Smith texture pack, which is gorgeous. Look at this, it is beautiful. Ingots, steel, silver, nickel, there you are. Doop. I need more copper. Quite a bit more copper, actually. It's 4 for each, so we need 12, so we need 11. Go! Begin! And take that up there, of course. What else are we looking for here? Well, after the supply depot, there was William's Warehouse, which is named after, I think to date, by far my most generous donator, and I'm sure she's watching this and potentially blushing, I don't know. I haven't really done much of anything there. It's mostly just a somewhat abandoned. Oh, we get free per. That's handy. It's a kind of pseudo-abandoned. What's the phrase I'm looking for here? Pseudo-abandoned storage area for some of the older versions of how I was making quarries and such. Sorry about that, but I definitely have big plans for that. I think I've shown them in one of my sort of clip show episodes before. I have big plans for that place, but it requires that we have quite a bit more. It requires that we have quite a bit more of the Applied Energetics stuff running, so I kind of need to wait on that. I might get some structural issues done there, I'm not sure. That's definitely something we need to do. The tagline for Williams Warehouse: if you want to do much of anything in Monroeville, you get the materials from Williams. It is our main storage area. Second place that was ever built, the first being Rosendo Supply Depot. Large Mac, such like Newton and Nerfa, for various recipes, so we need to run up there and get a drill just made for you on site, for example. So pretty handy. Jigsaw Cafe, grab a bite to eat at the edge of the sky, being the tagline there. Much more straightforward, not much to say there. How many? Oh, we do need 4 of those. So let me pick up these. Nickel. Doop 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 doop. Copper. Doop doop. Need 2 more. Yeah, that one's a much more of a lot more vanilla, in that there's not really intended to be any like big massive systems there, excepting maybe how you get down to the place and back up again without killing yourself, because it is at the bottom of the world, literally. Hence, edge of the sky is its tagline. There we go. Doop doop. Goodbye. Thank you. Come again. And circuits. There we go. Okay, and now I need some induction furnaces. A couple of them. Which requires quite a bit more copper, an electric furnace, and more advanced machine blocks. Back. Go. 2 of those. And we're going to need 14 copper. Ah, that responsiveness. So good. The unnamed power plant I have on this list, that power plant is now known as the Van Meert Power Station. Haven't managed to get a start on that at all so far, because we've just had all of these other things going on. But it's probably going to be somewhere between Williams and the mall, so maybe roughly around where the bee lab is, or flab is. I'm not positive there. But it's going to be mostly steam driven. There's going to be a lot of boilers there, and there's going to be some automated systems to keep those boilers fueled. Mostly managed by AE. There's going to be a control panel where you can turn things on and off, and it's going to have an automated system for charging up batteries and all sorts, and then shipping them out to the locations in Monroeville that need them. And it also needs to have a small solar backup power supply. I'm not particularly fond of using the solar panels because they're more grindy to make, but they're not actually they're not really like much effort to use. They're high cost, low effort kind of thing. I mean, especially now that we've got Newton here, it's just a sequence of crafting recipes. There isn't much use to them. Whereas compared with, say, a nuclear reactor, you have to have a lot of support put to there to make it work. But a solar panel, you plonk it down, you get power. I'm not particularly fond of that. No, not in Feed the Beast anyway. Let's see, there's an unnamed tree farm. It was fairly self-explanatory. Sort of similar to how we're managing things at the Mad Flab at the moment to get our lumber, but for every tree that we can manage to lay our hands upon, effectively. So if we want any kind of tree, that is where it is made. All flavors of wood, chopped and ready to ship. Because there's a lumber mill that comes from thermal expansion, where you get a ton of logs. Unnamed crop farm. Farmer Bunce wishes he could be a janitor here. A little dig at VG Toolbox there, who has been, in the last while, they've been the most prolific Chaosville video guys. Fairly straightforward, probably going to touch into a little annex for the IC2 crops, if those are still around. I think they are, I'm not positive. I'm still waiting on copper. Where is that copper? Oh, we're out of copper. That's going to be a bit of a bother. Let's see, an unnamed livestock farm. Old MacDonald, eat your heart out. Also, been bought out and we're taking your stuff. the epitome of big business there, kind of thing. I especially plan to have a little thing sort of inspired by the seed vault, which is the Ark, a breeding pair of each animal kept in safari nets in AE storage for emergency repopulation should it be needed. Everything tended by the railcast systems, probably. Mine Factory Reloaded is a possibility, but one thing I have got on my little notes here is that Stampede might end up here as the mascot, because he's small enough to walk the main rail lines safely, but locomotives will probably kill him very quickly. They can fun fact: railcraft locomotives can kill a player in creative mode, so that's not fun. Let's see, let's go via the hub station, which looks gorgeous right now. This is fantastic. I'm loving this texture pack. Let's see, so... Oh, that's interesting. Sark and Monica have changed their names. Oh, they've changed their skins, rather. So let's see, if we hit up William's warehouse, we might find some copper there. Not 100% sure, but we'll find out. There's the B-Lab, which has finally been named, home of the original pain in the rear. It is not shaped like a bee or a honeycomb, as is a common thing for people working with bees for some reason. Because I thought that was so tremendously predictable and dull. Do we have any copper in here? Aluminium. Well, aluminum. I'm not really sure what we can use that for. I don't think we can. Monazite. So much quartz. Hey, Stampy. How you doing? Yeah. No creature's textures aren't affected by this, so he's still in his default, which still looks pretty damn good, I would say. Can we get you to sit? It's been so long since we've seen you. Oh, hello. So good to see you. Is there anything in here? Oh, no, that's just that. Yeah. Ender chest looks fantastic. I'm gonna be... Yeah, it's probably gonna be a couple of episodes where I'm gonna be just like, geeking out at the textures. Ooh, this place looks gorgeous. John Smith. Let's see. After Flab, there is the two cities. There are two cities that are slated to be inside of Monroeville. There's Maryland City, the jewel of Monroeville, as it's titled. Basically, it's going to be home to all of the villagers that end up inside of here. I don't know if I'll have villagers stationed in various places, but if we want to go for villager trading, we can find that at Maryland. And basically, it's going to be mob-proofed, and not really any kind of like dedicated product or manufacturing or anything, but it's going to be a completely an aesthetic build of automated systems, so the lights will turn off and such. Potentially a amazingly fun playground for mob and mod interaction, which should be fun. Like we could, for example, have a railcraft system that will run around the city and just pick up villagers, sort of like a bus system or something. That'd be fun. And then there is Russo Village, named for the much more infamous proprietor of the Living Dead series. Test your wits against the undead. Basically, that's probably going to be closer to Resender over that way. But that is a multiplayer Feed the Beast game site, where you fight the zombies as you scramble to escape the village, whilst helping or hindering the competition. So that's going to need lots of zombie spawners, a big AE network to automate the game resetting, lots of automation, and very little manual control, intentionally so that players can't fiddle with things and break the game. Is there any copper around? Do I even know what copper looks like? There's a thought. But it's about the end of the episode, so I hope you've enjoyed this marvelous look at what we're going to be doing later and what we've got now. That Elemental is finally up and running to perfection. And since we're over here, I think we shall stop by Stampy as we say goodbye for the episode. Say goodbye, Stampy. Oh, now you're quiet, huh? Right, well, from the newly high-spec and high FPS Monroeville, catch you next time. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and or favorite. Follow me on Twitter and subscribe to be notified of future updates. You can also check out the website where most other content is uploaded. That's all for now, catch you later.